Hey guys, welcome to another learnitlen video. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you about the paste function, so yeah. In today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you about the paste function. As you already know, there's loads of ways of different, copying and pasting and so on. Sorry. And one way to copy and paste is when you just simply do Control and C, and then you do Control and V. I'm pretty sure most of you know that by now. But there are much more advanced ways. For instance, if I go into our Excel document and do hello, let me just do a tab, my, tab, name, tab, is, tab, learnitlen. Yes. Anyways, if I just simply highlight this by using my cursor and holding down and stretching it to the far right and do Control and C like so, and if I want to bring over here and do Control and V, it basically keeps the same formatting as I've probably haven't mentioned. So if I go like that, it keeps the same formatting. If I use that, it basically has the same destination files and link and keeps sourcing, formatting, blah de blah. And basically, when you just use this, and all it does is it keeps it as an Excel layout. So this way, if you wanted to press enter, it's not going to go onto the next tab. So if I go like so, as you can see, there's no differentiation on the tabs, and it just keeps it as a box or a table. Let me just do Control and Z. So that's one way to do it. Oh god, yeah, better. The next way to do it is if you use the link and keep source formatting. So you might be thinking, oh well, what's the point of this? If I do that, nothing's going to happen here. However, if I do Control and Z and go here, and if I change this, let's say hello, my bungee is learnitlen, no, YouTube channel. Let me just do double click on that. So, and as you can see, it says hello, my YouTube channel is learnitlen. And what happens is it changes whatever text inside this Word document goes about. It's very useful if you created a data formula or data spreadsheet on Microsoft Excel, and if you had to write a report on that spreadsheet, and if it needed updating, then whatever you update on the Excel sheet, it will automatically update on the Word document. Extremely useful. That way you don't have to write the same Word document 10 times over. Anyways, that's one great way of how to paste. Anyways, let me just copy and paste this. So from now on, the text is going to be different, but I don't kind of care. Control and C. Also, there is a way of how to cut it. So for instance, let's say for instance you wanted to do Control and Z. So if I highlight over this, if I do Control, hold down Control and then press X, as you can see, it's completely removed it. However, it has cut the words, and then it allows you to paste it as many times as you like afterwards. So it's basically taking it out of one place and then putting it into another. That way you don't have to do Control and copy and then backspace 100 times just to get rid of all the text that you wanted to put somewhere else. But anyways, that is one great way of how to do copying and pasting basically. So if I do Control and copy it once again. Go back here and I go into the paste functions. I can paste it as an image or I already did this, didn't I? Okay, yeah, sorry, I got a bit baffled for a second. I apologize. Control copy. Anyways, so if I do pasting here, what this does is it just links to the destination, and it keeps the same style as what you had. It's a bit similar to the destination one. Just use destination styles. So yeah, nothing much different. It's basically these two put together. That's what it is. And then you can also have the picture, which it comes out as a single file itself, so you can't change any of the text within it. It comes out as an image for you to format. It can be useful because it's like a print screen basically, and what I mean by print screen is, for instance, if you wanted to take out some information from, let me just double click on that. If you want to take some information out of here as an image, then you can do print screen. If you click print screen right near the delete, the aeroplane and the backspace button, in other words, it's spelled as in the abbreviations as PRTSC. And by doing so, if you go back here and let's go down and you do Control and V, although it looks different here, what you have to do is you have to go double click on it and it will take you to the format, and then you go to the crop, and then that will give you these little markers like so, and then you go here like so, and then you go like, oh, bada bing, there we go. Anyways, let me just zoom out. There we go. Screw it. So as you can see, it's almost the same thing. There's no difference between this image and that image other than the size and the quality of it. So that's one way of pasting it, and it's quite useful. Anyways, let's move on. The next is basically, if we do this, we want to keep it as text only. So this way you can just edit it from the Excel document as a text by just doing some backspaces. I don't think I need to explain this one. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It just keeps it as text only. Now these are paste specials, you know, and it's okay. And for instance, this one, when you do the paste special, it takes the Excel document itself. So if I click on this, then it takes me to that document, as you can see. It's best if you save the Excel document, for instance. So yeah, that's one great way of pasting it. If you want to take a document from somewhere else and put it in, so that when they click on the document, it takes you to another one. Let me just do that. So a lot of these are pretty much the same, as you can probably tell, and this keeps it as the same template or same table, so that when you do whatever you want, it'll just scroll downwards and it won't interfere with any of the other cells. Okay, that one's explained. Paste special, you can use the unformatted text, so basically it won't be as neat and it'll be quite messy. For instance, if I go like so, as you can see, it just pushes it to the side. It still doesn't interfere with the other cells, but instead of it being formatted where it will automatically spread down to the bottom, you would have to do it yourself, and as well as if you press enter, it just makes it look really messy. But yeah, that's one way of pasting it. god, there's so many pasting. I didn't even know about this. Let's skip bitmap. Actually not, just double click bitmap. And once again, it's as an image. Yeah, so the rest of these are the same as what we have here in the top row in terms of the paste specials. HTML format, it just does it as lines of code, which is unnecessary because it already is in lines. Oh god, I feel like I have to show you now. So yeah, see, there is no difference. Wow, there's so many different ways of pasting. Ridiculous. Anyways, I'm going to show you something a bit cooler right now. I think you're probably getting bored. And there's different ways of copying in itself. So one way of copying is the link address, and basically the link address is where the document will go if you click on it. So for instance, if I copy the link address and I go paste, as you can tell, it gives me this URL. So if I just control and copy that and go back here through there, as you can see, it's already there. And by just pasting it back into the link here, into this URL section, it will take me to that video file.
There's a tendency to...
Alright, whatever. So yeah, that's one way of copying. The next way of copying is, for instance, if I go back here and I right click and I copy the image in itself. Well, basically, if I do Control and V, it will just give me the image. It won't give me anything else other than the image. And as you can tell, when I've taken the link, it's automatically highlighted in blue. So if I do Control and click, it will basically open it in Internet Explorer, which is pretty cool. That way you don't actually have to take the URL and then actually insert it into whatever it is, the URL slot. Anyways, if I do copy the image address, the image address is basically, as you can tell on my YouTube video itself, it's got a thumbnail of the image. And the image address is basically, whenever we upload an image online, it creates its own its own destination. So for instance, if you saved an image on your USB or on your desktop, it's got its own property destination. So if I, ooh, yikes, no, I don't want to do that. Control and V, like so. So let me show you an example. So here's the image by itself, and with that, there's nothing to it really. It's basically, a computer needs to find somewhere where it can save it, and wherever it saves it, you can take the image location and put it wherever you need it to go. It's very good for websites if you ever need data handling, which you will learn about later on. Anyways, before I waffle on for too long, one direction, whatever, let me just show you something cool. So now that we have an image there, if I go here, right click and copy the link address, and then I go right here, if I do right click, you can actually hyperlink it, and what hyperlinking does is it gives it a destination to go to when you click on it. So for example, I've now hyperlinked it, and if I hover over it, you can see that there's some words going on right beside it, and it says control click to follow link. So if I do control click, and as you can tell, the cursor changed, it takes me to that YouTube channel. How awesome is that? Similar to the whole I feel good.
Let's suppose that you're writing a really important email.
No, let's suppose we're not. Anyways, it's a bit similar to this part of the pasting section where you get the file location. So yeah. Anyways, guys, I think that's about it. that is pretty much about it. There's quite a lot on just pasting and copying, so do try to look back at this video and see what you have learned. Please leave a comment in the links below, and don't forget to subscribe. Anyways, check out my other videos and enjoy and have a good week.